Alright, so what is good YouTube? My name is Emil Ross, welcome back to the Martial Consulting channel. In today's video we're talking about basically the most important thing if you want to grow your dojo, if you want to get to any level of success with it. It doesn't even matter if you're running your profit, not for a profit, or if you're want to get to 100k per month to eight figures per year, whatever your goal right now is. What I'm gonna tell you in this video is basically going to be the most important thing you're ever going to see. Now, this video is not like, it's not with like any flashy cutscenes or whatever. It's just gonna be me sitting here and talking to you. So, if you can't even sit through like a 10-minute video and just listen to me talking to you, then I can promise you one thing: you're not going to be successful with your dojo. Anyways, guys, let's straight up jump into it. So the number one factor that is important for your dojo's success is basically pain. And with pain, I don't mean, I don't know, stabbing your finger or breaking your leg or whatever it is. Basically, I don't mean any physical pain or any... For example, when someone dies, you should not be happy that you then feel pain, or when someone close to you gets injured or something bad happens to someone close to you or to you, for example, your heart gets broken or whatever it is, then you should not be happy that you feel this pain, and you should not think, all right, that's the right pain to grow my dojo. So I just wanted to say this. It's pretty obvious, but to get this out of the way before we dive really into it. The pain I basically mean is psychological pain. It's the pain of you not doing the work, but doing it anyways. So, quick example. Let's say it's 8 p.m. in the evening. You've just finished your, let's say you run a Taekwondo club, right? You've just finished your last Taekwondo class, and now it's 8 p.m. in the evening and you're still in the club, and usually you had planned to now do the taxes for the month, for the last quarter, whenever it is, right? You had to plan to do taxes until 10:30 p.m. and to then drive home, etc. No, it's now 8 p.m. All of the people have left now, and you're sitting, for example, in the office of your club, whatever it is, and you're sitting there and you're thinking like, well, I've got two options now. Either I do what I said I would do and I do the taxes, or I just go home and, I don't know, watch Netflix with my wife, or just spend some time with the kids because I rarely see them because I have worked so hard, whatever it is. And you basically don't feel like you basically completely feel like choosing option 2. Like, your brain will completely tell you, well, the taxes are not that important. You can also do them next week or tomorrow. You don't need to do them right now. It's fine. You could just leave them for now. Just rather spend time with your family, or rather watch some Netflix at home, whatever it is. Or you choose option 1, where your brain will give you basically resistance, and your brain will basically tell you what I've just said. No, let's not do the taxes, etc., etc. So your brain will basically give you excuses to not do the work that is required for you. And when you decide for option 1, first of all, yeah, let's go through it. Let's go through both options. Let's see what happens when you decide for option 1 and when you decide for option 2. Let's go for option 2 first. So let's say 8 p.m. you drive home. You decide to drive home and to watch some Netflix with your wife and see your kids for a little while. All right, you go home, you have a fun time with your kids, with your wife, and then, I don't know, 11 p.m., 11:30 p.m., whatever time rolls around, and then you basically have to go to bed. And then you brush your teeth, you do whatever you do before you go to bed, and then you lie there in bed, and then you just lie there, and then you're like, shit, I wanted to do the taxes already. When am I gonna do them now? Nah, I don't have time for this tomorrow. Shit, why did I not just do them? It was not worth to just watch a little bit of Netflix. Why did I not just do my taxes now? Why did I have to waste time again? Shit. And then, basically, like, this is like the first order consequences, that you feel a little bit of regret. But let's say it's the next day, and you're there again with the same option because you haven't learned your lesson, or because you've basically trained the wrong muscle. You've basically trained the muscle to give into resistance. Like, we can see this as like a muscle, like whether you train the muscle to be disciplined or you train the muscle to be undisciplined, and you've trained the wrong muscle. Because of that, you're more likely to decide again against working because you haven't done it last day, and it's like, well, it's okay, it's just once again, right? It's not that worse. And your brain will basically then give you even more excuse, and it will be even harder for you to then do the work, right? So like, if we type this down, like you will basically get into a downward spiral that will if worse, will lead you to complete misery if you're not careful, right? And basically, like, you don't know, like, not doing the taxes that evening at 8 p.m., you don't know, like, what is like the seventh order consequence of this, or how will this affect my business in like 2 months. It might sound insane, but it really comes down, it really boils down to that. Now, on the other hand, let's go through a scenario where you did do your taxes at 8 p.m. and you stayed at your club until 10:30, and you did do all of your taxes. Now, you start working, and what will happen when you start working is you will feel pain. So you sit down on your desk, you do the taxes, whatever it is, you will feel psychological pain in your brain, like, because you've met resistance with effort. It's like now you're basically sitting in pain, like you're doing a task that is painful to your brain. I mean, if we break the task down, you're probably just typing some keywords on your keyboard, and you're maybe checking some papers and some folders, whatever it is, right? The task itself, like, if I say it like this, or I type some words on your keyboard and check some things in some folders and check some paperwork in general, doesn't sound painful. It's maybe sounds a little bit boring, but okay, I can do that. But because the activity will basically help you to achieve your goal, and the activity will basically lead you to a new self, to a new version of yourself, to a different reality. And because you're moving towards a different reality, your current reality dies. Like, your current sense of self basically gets killed. Like, you're basically killing your current sense of self by doing the work, because you're creating a new sense of self, right? And obviously, your current sense of self, it's just a biological organism, and so it doesn't want to die, obviously. Like, pain is there to basically prevent you from dying. It has positives and negatives. Like, the positive is obviously, like, when you're hurt, for example, you broke your leg, you know, all right, now I maybe should not walk on that leg because it's already broken, right? And it's gonna be really, really painful if you would do that, right? So your brain is basically signaling to you, let's not maybe continue walking with that leg, and let's maybe see a doctor, or let's maybe seek some help. And like, your brain basically can't really differentiate between like psychological and physical pain. Now, of course, there are big differences, right? And your brain, like you know that there are differences, but for your brain, it's just like, it's pain. Like, something is dying off. Like, your brain is signaling to you, right? Stop doing this. We're dying right now. But it's not like your leg is like breaking and your leg is getting even worse, or something physical is dying, whatever. It's your current reality is dying, and you're basically creating new reality. And usually, or like, the new reality is basically better for yourself. But of course, your current sense of self doesn't know that the new reality is better, because it just sees, all right, I'm going through pain, I don't want that, I like my current reality. Because you're probably living in the Western society, and everything is going great there. Like, you have food, you have a house, whatever, you know that you can reproduce if you're not completely stupid. You basically have everything already, so your brain will be like, well, why should we change anything? Everything is all right. We have everything, we have food. And unless you're in like complete survival mode, then different rules apply to you. But if you're already making some money with your dojo monthly, right, and you can pay for all of your bills easily, then this is basically the most important thing. Because if you don't go through that pain, you will just be in misery, literally. And you can even see pain as like a compass to what you should do next. So whenever you feel like something is painful, do it. Do it in any realm of human endeavor, in any realm of your human life, whatever it is. Whether it is cleaning your apartment, whether it is going to bed on time and stopping to watch Netflix, or sticking to a healthy diet, whatever it is, always seek the painful option, because it will lead you to a new reality, as we've just explored. And this is why basically going through pain is the most important thing you have to do when you want to grow your dojo. With that being said, if you want more students for your dojo, I'm now gonna pitch something to you. So if you don't want to hear that, you can just click off. If you want more students for your dojo, click the first link in the description. It's a video of me explaining how we can help you potentially getting more students. And if you want to, you can book basically a call on there. It's completely up to you. I don't really care if you do it or not, because our calendars are mostly full either way. I'm not saying this out of scarcity reasons, it's just the truth. So it's up to you. I won't pressure you here or something like that. With that being said, subscribe, leave a like, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.